So I was dating this guy all last year. This last weekend, we actually went out to dinner. And then after dinner, on his way dropping me home, he drops the bomb saying,
what I did when I broke up with my ex, because you have that huge attachment with the person
Right.
that you see every day. I remember that I would be walking down the street, I would see a bird. Oh, I remember when I saw the bird when I was with him. Like, that's how attached you are to a person.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for calling in.
"Good, how are you guys?"
Good. How can we help?
So I was dating this guy all last year, almost for the full year. Then things just split apart, but we stayed in touch, and he stayed in touch for almost 6 months. Time to time, he will reach out, and I miss you, and I want to see you, and I want to be with you. And this last weekend, we actually went out to dinner, and then after dinner, on his way dropping me home, he drops the bomb saying, it's just not the same like before, and, let's just be friends. Giving me these mixed signals. Why is he keeping me around? There has not been, we have not been together in over 6 months now. We're together. It was a really good relationship. I just truly believe that we were, different stages of our careers and lifestyles and families. So it just got a little bit complicated. I don't know. With his mixed signals, I don't even know what else to do, how to react when he reaches out.
In my perspective as a girl, if he told you he doesn't want anything serious, what I would do is I would just cut him off, because I wouldn't want to be the girl that he has there, like always there, but doesn't like commit to her. You get me? So that's how I would see it. But you should answer, baby, because as a guy,
I need a little bit more info though. Like,
why did you guys break up?
Yeah, why do you think he's not ready to commit?
So he travels a lot for work, a lot like overseas, out of the country, and it just got too difficult. He would be in town for a little while, and then everything would be great, and then he would be back on the road traveling for work, and to be honest, like that jealousy kicked in. I constantly wanted to, see him and talk to him. And with his traveling schedule, it just got too complicated.
So would you say it's a wise decision? Would you say it's a wise decision to not be together because of the distance? Like, is that something you're down with?
Yes, honestly, we talked, over the weekend, and I did tell him, I said, you can't keep me around when you're just around when you need me. That's not fair for me. But it was really difficult for me to have that conversation with him, because he is truly someone that I do respect. I loved him a lot, but it's just the fact that I now, detach. I have to learn how to detach. I mean, there wasn't a day where we don't talk and we don't text, and it's going to be very difficult for me to detach.
Number one, you have to kind of stop talking to him. And if you can't do it like cold turkey, because like there's some girls that do it cold turkey, and then there's some girls, but you basically have to stop talking to him, especially because sometimes, like if you guys have such a good connection, I feel like maybe if he sees the absence of you, like if he doesn't see you that you're there, maybe he can, either two things can happen. Either you guys go your ways, each separate ways, or he may realize, man, I really miss this girl. Like, I have to make this work. Distance or no distance, because when two people want to make it work, they make it work regardless. We've talked about how, like when we were dating, it was like the whole world was against us.
Right.
My parents, our cultures, even though they were similar, we come from very different families. We didn't have the finances. Like my parents were gonna not support me financially. Your parents weren't either. So it was like everything was not in our favor. Even though we were good.
Right.
And when two people want to make it work, they make it work. So maybe you putting some distance between you and him will help you to just heal and detach, but also it could help him realize like what he has. That's what I think.
Yeah, and also another tip that I would give you is to really have a support system in this time of, that you're detaching from him, because what you're going to be feeling is very emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like you've been talking to this guy for so much, so you really need a support system, friends, family, whoever it is that can help you distract your mind, right? Because there's going to be times where you're going to be so tempted to reach out.
Yeah.
And he's maybe feeling
Sure.
this. He's maybe feeling the same way. But guys and girls are so different when it comes to emotion. Like for a guy in particular, it could be a pride thing, an ego thing, where he just seems like he's doing it more cold turkey.
Yeah.
And even when he's like dying inside, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna stick to my word, and we're not gonna speak. But for a girl, right, all the emotions are there.
Yeah.
One day you could be happy, then in the next few minutes you can be sad. Man, I miss him. So when those times come, have a support system that you can distract yourself, go to the gym, have hobbies, something that could take your mind off of that. Are you guys still like seeing each other though, by any chance?
So we stopped seeing each other for about 6 months. I did back off, and to be honest, he was just having a hard time just staying away. And to be honest, I can't just blame it all on him. I had a really hard time staying away as well.
Yeah.
But then, it's just like always one thing leads to another, and then somehow, we just go back to missing each other and just wanting to be together. And then when we get together, it'd be like maybe, a month or so, or like a couple of weeks, and then we're back to square one.
So
And so this time, it's just becoming too toxic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like a cycle. And you know what sucks?
Yeah, it is. It's
That,
like a cycle.
like,
Exactly.
I feel like men, correct me if I'm wrong,
Go ahead.
they know when they want something. Like, I feel like men know, okay, I want to commit to this
This
girl.
is worth fighting for.
Yes. And I feel like they know. So imagine, I'm not saying, but imagine that you're still his friend, quote unquote, and then he meets someone else. Like, you don't want to put yourself in that position, or if you meet someone else, you don't want to put yourself in that position where you're talking to someone that you kind of have history with, and then like you will never find another person if you have baggage.
Correct.
You get me?
Correct.
So if you're asking us what to do, like how to like cut him off, I would say stop, like either decrease communication like gradually, or stop talking to him and then focus on yourself. Like Sarah says, go to the gym.
Yeah. Support.
Get a hobby, go out with some friends, because you are gonna miss that. You're gonna have like a void. Because when I remember when I broke up with my ex, I swear, like,
What did you do, babe? This
so
is a
what
good one.
what I did when I broke up with my ex, because you have that huge attachment with the person
Right.
that you see every day. I remember that I would be walking down the street, I would see a bird. Oh, I remember when I saw the bird when I was with him. Like, that's how attached you are to a person.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do is that I needed to distract my mind. So in my case,
There you go.
I decided to take Japanese lessons, because when I was little, I would study Japanese.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, let me pick that back up again, just to see, how, if I still remember. So I would take Japanese classes, like literally from Monday to Thursday,
And
2 hours, just to distract my mind. I swear to you.
Like you really took it serious, because she became fluent in Japanese for some time.
Yeah, when I met you, I was still
Yeah,
taking my classes.
yeah.
So I basically focused on being better,
Right,
physically,
right.
mentally, just doing better in school, what I could, and try to defocus from him. But I really forced myself to stop talking to him. Like, I said, I am never going to speak to you again. And I never did. But I know that a lot of people can't just do it like that.
Correct.
You get me? Like, it was very hard for me. I remember I would cry. Like, it's hard. I get you. But
They say that it takes, in order for you to get over a person, they say it takes twice as long as the amount of time you were with that person.
I mean,
so in
yeah.
your case, you were 6 months with him, right?
Correct.
So if this theory is correct, it'll take a year to
Bueno, babe,
really
don't say
fully.
that, babe.
No. But
It does take a long time.
how long did it take you to get over your ex?
To stop thinking about him?
Yeah.
And be happy?
Uh-huh.
Like, alone?
Yeah.
Like a year, yeah.
Okay.
No,
there you
but I
go.
dated him for 2 years.
Okay, so half. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the other way around. So
Yeah.
it takes you half the time less that you were with the person.
Yeah, it was hard.
So in her case, it'll be 3 months.
Yeah, I think the call got dropped.
Yeah, the call got dropped. It's okay. I'm sure she's on live, but that's hopefully that helps, right? That will be our advice. Have a support group
Focus
and
on yourself.
focus on yourself, all right? So with that, we're going to move on to our next call. If you enjoy content like this, click here to see the full episode or click here to see more episode highlights.